share my viewpoint with you. In fact, this government will be known for springing surprises and surgical strikes. But this was the surgery which was committed without, in fact, administering anesthesia. That is what had been how we understand situation. In fact, Ashwani rightly talked about. In fact, this is all about the war of words and the narratives that is going on in Jammu and Kashmir right now. And Mr. Bansal also discussed about how the people on the other side are thinking and how the people on this side are thinking. But I will be discussing few things because there are certain people who are trying to take whatever the international media is trying to churn out. That is the gospel truth. I think the problem with all of us is that we forget things easily. We as if we are suffering from a problem called dementia, and that selective dementia is not really going to work. Not long back, but in early 90s, when in fact T.N. Session was the Chief Election Commissioner, he was there in Kashmir Valley while he was about to address a press conference, and during that period he saw on the television screen some of the tanks moving on the streets of Kashmir Valley. He got agitated and angry because he tried to inquire whether the tanks are really moving in Kashmir Valley, but that was the footage of Bosnia. And I still remember, we were those days school students, and because everybody was talking about, my uncle was there, he said in the press conference, when the journalists were about to enter, he said, I want to allow the BBC journalists to come inside, you get out. Because you have been churning out lies, and that is what really needs to be done, rather than talking about that they are churning out lies and spreading lies, and that's really very important. But the problem is that every time whatever the international media will be showing, we take it as a gospel truth. So it has become an international media versus Indian media. Because everybody knows how the things are really working in Kashmir Valley. I also know when I was working with the Indian Express, I used to say I'm Indian Express, the narrative used to be different. When I used to say I'm from the Greater Kashmir, they used to say something else. Because every time I had an advantage, I can speak Kashmiri, understand Kashmiri. But being a Churban man, I was always seen as a man from, as if he was from the other side of Punjab. So that was an advantage for me to understand what they are really talking and discussing about. So when we say, what is the narrative going on? See how they are trying to change the narrative. Everybody is talking about the curbs, everybody is talking about the clampdown, but nobody is talking about the atrocities being committed from the other side of the border. Nobody is talking about the atrocities being committed on these, the food roads. Nobody is talking about that. Everybody is talking about only one side. Why this selective outreach and selective, in fact, reportage? Everybody knows whenever the journalist is landing in Kashmir Valley, there are people who are ready to hijack them and take to that particular place and that particular way. Has that happened for the first time when the protests are going on in Abrogation? Not. There have been protests since 90s. We've seen, go to Mysore any point of time and you will find people coming out and protesting and pelting stones. So if any point of time I want to show that Kashmir is burning and want to portray a gloomy picture, I will take them to Mysore area and try to show them how they are pelting stones. But what is important is that we have to show that there are two C's we are talking about, clampdown and curbs, but we are not talking about the cooperation. That is the reality. Nobody has died since August 5, ever since Article 370 has been abrogated. If you remember, in 2008, how many people died? More than 100. 2014, again 150. 2016, more than 200 people died. 44,000 people were injured, which included security force personnel. And now see how the narrative, they keep on changing the narrative. When in 2008 there was an Amarnath agitation going on, sir, everybody, they used to borrow in fact the phrases from the international media. And the first time we heard one word that was called economic blockade. I think Rakesh said that we will not be allowing the supplies to go from Jammu to Kashmir. They took that and they took that in fact one statement from Rakesh to say that there is an economic blockade within 2 days. They said we are not getting baby milk. I asked this question to my Kashmiri friends after the killing of Burhan Wani. For 3.5 months, the life had come to screeching hall, we are getting baby milk. So we have not to fall prey to that kind of a narrative. We have to be very intelligent enough to understand. Because what actually is they are trying to, in fact, come up with a kind of an inflammatory content where they want to, in fact, portray India in a dark light. So that is really very important. And the second thing is that we were here discussing about things, it's not about us versus them. That's also not a good thing, because when we go for us versus them, they are the one who are benefited. The litmus test is going to be Darbani for me. There were people who said that no, Darbani should be here because we want the people to stay there, because that way you will be handing over the state to all those radical elements. If you don't want to have a Darbani, I never felt that Darbani was really required in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, because I always felt it is kind of an economic burden. But this time, for the first time, I feel that there should be a Darbar, people from that part of the Kashmir should come out to this place. And we have to show a big heart, because we have to tell them, no, we have always been your real well-wishers. It was them who had been misusing you and using you as a cannon fodder. That is what actually is required. Because if we will start fighting with each other and telling person silencing their voice will be playing into their hands, and that is what really they want. We should not do that. We listen to the other side of the story also. That is real democracy. And democracy has always been the strength, because we keep on talking about constitution. आपको खुश होना चाहिए. For the first time, in fact, Pakistan, which has a sham democracy, that is talking about safeguarding one of the provisions of the Indian Constitution 370, and the separatists have also been talking about what else you need. So that is really very important. So we have to see, they should come out of this place. Why it is important? Because economy, we have been talking about, that day also, we were sitting in Chamber of Commerce, certain people were discussing, I said, go to Railway, you have not to do anything for the sample survey, go to Railway, you will realize that whenever there is a Darbar, there is a smile on the faces of all those shopkeepers. Because their business is totally dependent on the people coming from the Kashmir Valley. I said, I am going to buy only one pant, I will be very satisfied and happy with it. The moment the Kashmiris will be coming, they will be buying 10 pants. So we have to really understand this thing also. So these are the very important things. And when I feel what is really required and important, because I know there is a paucity of time, there are so many things to discuss, we should have more voices from Pakistan side. How we have seen a paradigm shift over the period of time at the military level as well as the diplomatic level, because when the second and the first surgical strike took place, we saw from the defensive to the offensive policy, where the government of India, for the first time, they said, if you don't believe in line of control, that is not sacrosanct for us, we can cross it, and we can hit your nerve center, but we did. And this time now we have seen a paradigm shift where, at the good thing, we are talking about Pakistan occupied Kashmir. There should be, because what they are doing is every time we used to have a hashtag, and hashtag is like setting a discourse. When you set a discourse, you have a kind of a dominant narrative, and that dominant narrative controls all the narrative. And in fact, the Bashir was saying that, Bashir, my dear friend, he was saying, yes, you were saying we have to listen to the Kashmir narrative. No. What was the Kashmir narrative? It was a separatist narrative that was coming out. Nobody was listening to you, Bashir. That is what I am saying. Nobody was listening to you. Nobody was ever trying to feel your pulse, because you are trying to shed tears for all those mainstream political party leaders who had been speaking the separatist language. And you know what? I realized that one thing had been very good. There had been the cooperation of the people with so far the situation is concerned. Then there is a commitment of the soldier. You have to understand, if there are restrictions like the communication clampdown, it is for the soldiers there on the ground. Also, they are also not getting in touch with their family members. You have also to speak for them, because you have to change the narrative. We have to talk about all those things. Not only one side, they are intelligently doing it, trying to occupy your mind space, because it is not about the battleground has shifted from the real world to the virtual world. And it is the virtual world that is controlling your mind space, and that is what they have been doing for the last several years now. And when I say the narrative, what I had been talking to all the Kashmiris, not a single Kashmiri has been shedding tears for either Umar Abdullah or Mahbub Mufti. When Farooq Abdullah was taken to the Enforcement Directorate office and his interrogation was going on, not a single person came out on street or pelted stones. And for the last, before this abrogation started on August 5, if you remember, for 10-15 days they have been crying horse, and we had one Gupkar document also. I don't know where that Gupkar document is lying, whether it's in the dustbin or not. And they started blaming we journalists that Indian media had been coming and reporting from Gupkar. From Gupkar we went to Gurus, from Gupwara to other parts of the state also, to try to show the different side of the story. It is not that if we are showing that something normal is happening. Yes, it is not normal, but still it has been peaceful. There is one reality. As in Asifah case, the judge had written, we don't know who had been committed the crime, but all I know is that the girl has died and the rape has been committed. The same way I know, the one reality is there, since August 5, not a single person has died. And that is what you really need to give a pat on the back of the security forces, and you need to feel very happy. Because what actually somebody is trying to do, somebody is trying to inoculate your minds that with the germ of defiance. And first time we haven't seen that kind of a defiance. Had Kashmiri trying to say that defiance is really not on stage, but they haven't done it. And that is a really positive thing. And what you have to do is now you have to in fact appreciate and make them a stakeholder. Not that because it is like scoring a point that we have won. Because we committed that mistake during the Amarnath agitation. Every time whenever on the newspaper there used to be some kind of a decision being taken, there used to be Kashmiris have won, Jammu lost. This Kashmir versus Jammu game has to end somewhere. Because if you really want the state to be there, because there are certain voices who talk about Jammu statehood, then you want to simply hand over the state to the radicals. In fact, when Naila Ali Khan, a few days back, she wrote one writer. She said how we are sentiments. We are talking about sentiments. The sentiments, you are talking about sentiments. The flag. Tell me, Arora, how many times for the last several years you saw that red flag being raised by any of the Kashmiris? Only we saw them raising Pakistani flag and ISIS flag for the last 5 years. Never ever saw that hull or that three stripes which are presented about Jammu and Kashmir. I asked this question to the people. I said, what sentiments you are talking about? Because I never saw any of them raising those flags. And people come out. I would have been the first person to felt really very bad that yes, we had a flag. Lehraye Kashmir ke jhande. But nowhere we heard that Kashmir ke jhande had anybody been holding the flag in their hand and talking about that. So what kind of sentiment we'll be talking about? They were always the sentiment across the border. That constituency had really been working, and the radical elements who had been trying to occupy mind space. And I think where we have to really work is that we have to work together and listen to others also. If somebody is coming from Kashmir Valley, it is not about that we have to pin them down, because that is where we are different. Because I still remember whenever I used to address a gathering of the Kashmiri Muslim matter, they used to see a turban. Before, in fact, I had uttered a word, they used to have a reporter in their mind. The same way we should not have a reporter like Bashir Assad is speaking. His name is Bashir Assad. That doesn't mean that he is not the resident of the state. So you are equally the resident of the state, you too have a right to speak about the things, but yes, we have to now come out with it. When you say the new narrative, again, if we do not have the clone, Kashmiri clone of Umar Abdullah in the form of Shah Faisal and creating Shala Rashid, if the government of India has that kind of a policy, I think that is really not going to work. If we are going to replace Umar Abdullah with Shah Faisal and we are going to replace Mahbub Mufti with Shala Rashid, we will be again committing the same kind of blunder which we have been committing in the past. Because let the people decide whom they really want. And if Sukram can go to jail, people who have committed the crime here can also go to jail. That is what actually accountability is all about. Thank you so much.